moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Boakai only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political noise. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President Boakai...
Gregory Pomo is a drug dealer. And the whole time he been a police IG, he have demonstrated that he's a gangster. Look how he run the police. It's the behavior of a gangster. Trying to intimidate people and see how they have been. Look, let me say, what kind of investigation have Gregory Pomo gone through and then come out with facts findings? The Capitol building went right in Gregory Pomo's hand, because we saw Gregory Pomo there at the Capitol building beating lawmakers, taking charge of the building. While they were on ground, the Capitol building went. Gregory Pomo is a drug dealer. Gregory Pomo is a drug dealer. And the whole time he been a police IG, he have demonstrated that he's a gangster. Look how he run the police. It's the behavior of a gangster. Trying to intimidate people and see how they have been. Look, let me say, what kind of investigation have Gregory Pomo gone through and then come out with facts findings? The Capitol building went right in Gregory Pomo's hand, because we saw Gregory Pomo there at the Capitol building beating lawmakers, taking charge of the building. While they were on ground, the Capitol building went. Gregory Pomo is a drug dealer. And the whole time he been a police IG, he have demonstrated that he's a gangster.
You want to tell me I've been enough? Yeah, no, it's not enough. Let me tell you, when a 16 billion, so-called 16 billion case was on, the Liberian government, through the presidency, as an American, they hired Crow, an American financial expert. He came in the country. While Americans were investigating, Mr. Joe Boakai was attending bring back our money protest. Even though enough efforts were made, enough pressure were exerted on ourselves by the presidency then led by President George Manuel Weah, that in the squad mind of Joe Boakai wasn't enough. He went with a whole set of protests at the executive mansion where arms were displayed. Yeke and others have arms. They talk about those arms. Henry Costa. You know, so when you talk about enough, what is enough yet? When you don't know who next, you know, will be seen like a receiver of gift. They say all laser proscript. So it's difficult to tell which one suffer from better each. That's what the Igbo men say in the book James for a part written by Professor Chino Achibi. Right? So right now it is difficult for us to tell, you know, who is Ekatium in a state of absolute uncertainty, in a narco state like ours, where the Colombian judge leader will make a video and accuse the son of the president. Yet the president is not moved. Nothing is moving him whatsoever to launch a probe. A serious president this time around will extract all of the executive privileges and assets from his son and say, look, go and recuse yourself. That is what a serious president would do. If Boakai had done that, trust me, I would resign from the CDC and started supporting him. That would tell me that he put Liberia first. But Mr. Boakai sitting there, cherry picking, there's missing sweeper, there's missing driver, there's missing wheelbarrow carrier, and you say, what is enough? Look, Prince Sherry, whether you being hypocritical or not, to even ask that question for me, it's reasonable. to look at what is happening in Liberia, to look at our country, for 2 months, government can't tell anything. Now, do you know that Bola, there's a guy called Bola who Johnny Bola. Do you know that Johnny Bola, who was later on, dismissed and nothing has happened? Do you know that his position, all the intelligence agencies within the Liberia National Police report to him, including Interpol? Do you know that that guy was responsible to put all of the just cartel members' name in the Interpol? To this point, nobody's name is in the Interpol. That's why all those cartels escaped from the country. We don't know who is involved. And you say it's enough? Prince Sharif? Who does that? What is enough here is for Boakai to blind his eyes, to refuse to honor the theory of superior respondent in criminology and in the law. Gregory Kumo has recommended men to be appointed by Boakai. All those he appointed, they are deemed to be criminal. And yet he's sitting there. And Boakai wants us to believe that he's not aware. Mr. Boakai has proven his ineptitude to the zenith. He has proven, in fact, Boakai, if we have a serious legislative branch of government, he should be impeached for defacing, our state. Mr. Boakai should be impeached for desecrating the sacredness of the presidency, dear unto a son to him by the Liberian people. If that country was a sound country, the legislature led by the regime speaker will at this point, come back from reset. The state cannot be in a state of turmoil. We cannot be in a narco warfare, and then we have our lawmakers say they own recess. That's on a serious country, but led by a bunch of unserious cross criminals and looters. And you say that is enough, Prince? What is enough? In fact, what is enough? You say enough. We have not protested yet. We've been giving them the space to see how responsible they are, and you talk about enough. Nothing is enough here. Liberian people, the petty man on Carriage Street is being taken to jail just for tramadol, right? Tramadol that is prescribed in the hospital, right? Just for headache medicine. And you talk about cocaine. Look, I hate to hear people calling that drugs. Drugs is generic. Anything can be drugs. Your paracetamol can be drugs. Your chloroquine can be drugs, right? Your ibuprofen can be drugs. What is happening in Liberia? What we are seeing is cocaine, undiluted cocaine, in street value. That's what we see. And people here talking, UP did propaganda. Now I like when Detroit. There's a technical, political difference between propaganda and lie. In a context of political reasoning, propaganda is acceptable. Propaganda is just a channel of adequate communication. Lies comes with the elements of deception, dishonesty, orchestration, manipulation, purposely designed, with acute falsehood. It's different. So the party, they are not propagandists, they are liars, they are criminals, they are crooks. That is the issue here. So nothing is enough, Prince.
Thank you. Thank you so kindly. So we have one of our panelists is on the line, one of our brother, Elton, the legend, we said he's on the line. So I'm going to bring him on. Let's bring Elton on.
Because these people are not people to play community, but we play the game different. Georgia will come to power. Let me tell you, they can't stop it. They can't stop it. I told two things before I close, before my fellow brothers ain't come here. The 2028 election will determine like what 2029. You take it to the bank. I get 5-page dossier. 5 pages. I will give it to the president. You think the United Party are going to steal that election again? You think they're going to see that election how they came to power to last? They saw the election because of the help of Prince Johnson. Fast here, a reality. I will say that before I close. Maybe the audio will soon come up. Because they're picking the bag now. 2 audio will happen with Popular Liberia before 2029. Samuel Coker get one damaging audio on the Unity Party.
Not resign, has recused himself getting from back home, sir, before we can enter our discussion.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. I think
our own brother, the Crown Monk, generally tell us how is the situation, in Liberia, in Mosurado County. You are on the ground and you have your ears, your eyes everywhere. How is the general situation in Liberia? As far as Mosurado County is concerned, somebody would say that is the pillow, or that is the cradle, or that is the mitochondrium of the entire political discussion there where it emerges from. So how is Liberia, generally speaking? Let's just ask you on that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheriff. And Maserado is a very toxic space, to be honest. For the past few days, apart from just the drugs issue, there has been numerous of issues across the county where if you are on social media, you observed a few days ago that there was a tussle between marketeers in Radio Market and PPCC. That's been a very serious problem where they try to deprive people the right of hustling and selling to where they normally do their businesses to get ends meet for they and their family. And to be very honest, for the past 1 to 2 years, the government has become very unpopular in Maserado. Everywhere on the walls of Maserado shows that the government has failed the people, that the government is been run by few people who are just concerned about getting wealth and enriching themselves. So the people are speaking out. When you follow Facebook again, like I said, there has been numerous of opinion pools where people took the microphone to the marketplaces in Waterside, in Duara markets, across other counties, and people are speaking out for themselves. You can see the bitterness in the people's faces as you walk in the streets of Monrovia and Maserati. You see that people are angry. You see that the government is very unpopular in the country in Maserati. So that's the happening, and that's the current situation of the country. It is
Thank
a
you.
tense one. It is a tense one. It is a tense one. And if you are following, you will know that the people are really, really, really angry with this government.
Thank you so kindly for that particular overview. Thank you so very kindly. Uh, Honorable Dobayu, I am very sure that you might not be, in Liberia currently, but you have your ears, your eyes, and everything in Liberia. People are reporting on a daily basis. You are also calling people from, I mean, around Liberia, just everywhere, because you serve in one of the most serious capacity, in the party, and also you've worked, in government. So you have friends all over. I mean, you have friends, you have colleagues, you have people you communicate with. What is the news you are getting? I mean, generally, how are they? I mean, the information that are coming from our people. What is your own take or own perspective relative to Liberia? I mean, what is the news that you are getting?
Well, the news that we are getting it lays in the neighborhood of the news that was just summarized by Brother Emmanuel Cramon. The news we are getting is news of the state being in a state of delusion, in the state of turmoil, in just a narcotic state. That's the news we are getting. The news we are getting is a news of confusion, a news of a full family being wholly conflicted in the just crisis. That's the news we are getting. The news we are getting is the news of absolute and acute corruption. It is the news of deception, the news of lies, the news that the civil servant now his pay is not enough, for he and his family. That's the news that September is coming. Parents are they are hungry, they are mad, they are worried, as to where to get money from to put their children back to school. That is the news we are getting. The news we are getting is the news of segregation, where the first family, the Boakai, his sons, and everyone surrounding the inner circle of decision making are beclouded with the importation of cocaine. The marketeers everywhere, people know the news. They know that the president is doing lip service. So it is the news of sadness, the news of people being extremely frustrated, a news of uncooked disappointment. That is the news I've been getting, and from my family, from my friends, from my students that I taught in Crawford, in BJ Harry, in Crawford, in AMU, and other universities around our country. That is the news that I have been getting. And to validate that news, on my recent trip to Liberia, when I have come to get married, I saw it. it. I saw absolute destitution in the eyes of people on Broad Street. I saw it. I saw people in the market. What aside? Everyone is making business. Nobody to buy for anybody. That is the news. It's the news of extreme sadness. A news that require redemption. That is the news we've been getting, my dear brother. That is the news.
Thank you so very kindly for that overview. We want to also welcome our brother Frank. My brother Frank, you are welcome. Frank is one of our panelists here. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Prince.
Now, generally, I know you have family, you have friends back home, they communicate with you, and etc. Just give us, in a synopsis, an overview of what you are gathering from Liberia. What is the news from back home? I mean, what are you getting from back home? What are people telling you? I mean, how are things? Just give us an overview of what you are getting from back home, sir, before we can enter our discussion.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. I think the news I'm getting from back home is citizens are concerned about the happening in the country, especially when it comes to the drug issues. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
When it comes to the drug issue, even though there are other issues going on, but the main issue here is the drugs. So citizens are concerned and just waiting for 2029 because at this point they have to live with it. They can't really do anything. They have to bear whatsoever circumstances come on their way because our citizens have made a decision to put this current government in. It was citizens' own will, that they decided not to support the former president. It was their own will that they chose the government that they have today, that they are dealing with today. So they are saying they are living in a country today where they can't even speak on the reality of what is happening in a country. Nobody can speak about the drugs issue within a country. If any
The party that not to pick may in la broke.
Because from what we are seeing, it's like the government is covering up for people. So, what would be your own take to the Liberian people that are listening to you around the world? Let's hear from you as you conclude, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif, for the opportunity. And for me personally, I have no recommendation for the government. And here is why I have no recommendation for the government. Before Joe Boakai came to the presidency, to the Unity Party had entered Joe Boakai like somebody who is a deputy genius, somebody who has superior governmental knowledge to solving the Liberian people problem. One of the Unity Party major campaign message was the fact that Boakai has 42 years experience in government. So, and another campaign promise they came to power with is the slogan rescue. So I don't get it when I see people trying to compare Joseph Boakai government with George Weah government or with Ellen government. The brother who called and say we didn't drugs, it is not today that we started fighting Johnson Labrador is truth. But Boakai distanced himself from almost all of the government in this country. That he is the only person who is abreast with solving Labrador issue. Boakai served on the ministry for 12 years as vice president. Boakai does this say to you? What?
I don't want to get money.
Being sacrificed. My broken
As the government and the judiciary. You go in the sector, you will find somebody who involved with drugs. The reason is simple. Drug is a lucrative business, so everybody want to get money. For that, you will find somebody somewhere who is involved. So when you fight drugs, you fight almost people everywhere. So your security.
Okay, so we have it right here.
Yeah.
Honorable Doba, you listening to the former LDEA boss who was dismissed by Mr. Boakai, and now you are seeing all of these communication coming up. Day before yesterday, we saw a long list of other officials who were suspended by the president directly. Don't you think that this is enough proof to tell you that the president is sincere in his fight? That this president will ensure that, like he said in his words, there will be no sacred cow, and the axe will fall where it will fall. Don't you think that this is a step forward, that all of us must hail this government?
So
Government through the office
we
of
are having some issues, some technical issue here,
laying off
but we
people.
will solve
Don't
it.
you think that
We
this
will
is sufficient
definitely
enough instead of
Let
just
me tell you what is
continue to
sufficient.
demand?
All right, please. Am I loud enough? Are people getting me? Mom, are you getting me, sir? All right. Am I loud enough? Okay. So the sound is okay. Okay. All right. What's up, Jake? What's up?
Yes, salute to you. You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting you. Monk, you getting me?
Yes. Yeah. I think I only move without hearing, more not hearing you.
Yeah, Monk. I'm getting a signal that the sound is good. If you're not getting me, you can just go off and come back.
Yeah, let me go come back. Yeah. Go come back.
Yeah, just go off and come back in. Just go off and come
Let
back
move.
in.
Let move and go. Yes,
Yeah, just go off and come back in. But you getting me now, Monk? Okay, so just go off and come back in. I'm sorry, I have to use another device. I want to say thanks to our brother there from the Metro Media. Thank you so much. Thank you so very kindly. Okay, let's see. Monk, you getting us now, right? Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. Okay. All right, let's move this from here. Okay. Okay.
Most, yeah, okay, now
Okay.
it's
Okay,
yeah.
now. So everybody getting me now? I'm loud and
Yeah.
clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, fellow Liberians home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. And we want to use this occasion to welcome each and every one of you. Let's go straightly to our live feed as we welcome some of our people. I'm sorry, because of limitation from our end, we may not be able to see everybody's name. But again, we want to say welcome to all of you who have joined us. We appreciate you and thank you so very kindly. I want to welcome Venetia's Junior Bar. You are highly welcome. Thank you so very kindly for joining us. We appreciate you here. Thank you. We want to welcome Inflexible Seditions. Thank you so very kindly for your presence here, always closely following. We want to welcome Patience Wisnat. Thank you so much, Patient. We appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. Kim Williams, how are you? Thank you so much for your presence. Moses Seli Nyepan, how are you? Thank you so much for your presence here. We appreciate you. We want to use this time to welcome the Maryland Online News. Thank you so much for your presence. We appreciate and welcome one of our brother, Walter Kelter. How are you? Doing, a fantastic job there
on the LPR. Thank you so much for everything you do. We recognize your presence. We want to recognize Honorable Christopher Wartier Tubazi, our Director of Research. Thank you so very kindly for your presence here. It's always a privilege when we have you here with these very, very, informative piece that you put out here. Thank you so much. Emmanuel A. Payne, how are you, sir? I salute your presence here. It's a privilege for us to have you here, man. Thank you so much for everything. It was a wonderful time we had in PA there. I want to say thank you for everything. Thank you so much. Jefferson Chie, how are you? Aloysius Zer Arrow Mayonga, thank you so much. We appreciate you following us there from Bannerville Estate. We appreciate your presence here. Thank you so very kindly. Ezekiel Prosperity, thank you. Patricia's Bar. I want to welcome our own chaplain for the reformers, Josephine Campbell. You're highly welcome, Mama. We appreciate you. Macedo Tier, thank you for joining us. Moses Seli Nipa, we
appreciate breaking Prince.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Prince is breaking. Okay, follow us. Maybe before Prince come back. Prince is breaking in. You get.
I'm getting you.
Yeah, you are breaking in. You are breaking in just now.
Yeah, so we want to welcome Emmanuel Yelu. Thank you so much for joining us. We also welcome Don. Don, thank you so much, Don, for your presence here. I mean, all of you. Nathan, how are you, Nathan? Thank you so much. Jabadi, we appreciate you. I want to welcome the Honorable Ayuba El Fofana. How are you, sir? Joining us there from Thinkers Village. We appreciate your presence here. I mean, all of you. Blamo, how are you? Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate you. My brother Jake, how is everything from your end? Welcome again.
Yeah, thank you once again. Thank you to you, to the follower. Respect and salute to the follower always. You're here to share this video. Sharing is free. Oma India is the same. You know, the Ukraine and the Russian war is still on. Well, let me just say two things quick, and then probably we'll dive in our situation. We're having two disturbing news, Prince. Our neighboring country, Guinea, serious. Probably like people not reporting it here, or the media not reporting it. I guess some friends in Guinea, they living, in Belgium, we get a lot of friends in Guinea. So disturbing news, imagine. I think you heard that Doumbouya, people believe that Doumbouya take leave to go out of the country, the president of Guinea. Imagine, Prince, it's a serious disturbing news. The people already on our land. The man, real reliable sources coming from Guinea now, nothing inhaling again. Imagine, Doumbouya was a military leader. They had an election, he won. When he took the leave, he left Guinea 4 days ago, going to 5 days now. As a president, when you live in Guinea or anywhere, you replace somebody. But the man he left the country, then he put in a military general. They call him Amara Kamara. He's a general. As we speak now, he taking charge of the government. Imagine they were having civilian rule. Then he put a military general in position now to head the affair of the country until he come back. It's not constitutional. It never happened in the region before. So imagine put a military general, he got our lawyer to him. So we're gonna signal the sending. So a lot of Guineans now vlogging of real reliable sources now. So people believe that Doumbouya get cancer. Probably you will hear it later, but it's breaking the year now. So people believe Doumbouya get cancer or he's sick. He's sick. So that when he took that leave, so some people believe that they're pressing him. They're pressing him. If you look at a pressing post photo all around that circulating, it's not an AR. He failed. He reduced. Everybody knows who Doumbouya is. That kind of tough guy with that kind of ballet. Or if you see a pressing situation now, it's a little bit scary. So, but that's the regular news in Guinea right now. I heard OKFM was sitting something on a platform. I know they were. I believe I would challenge OKFM for an credible source they're reporting. They can say they were saying something concerning our land, the people have peace, nothing like that. The Guinean people already worrying about the situation. Like they stay on our border. So OKFM not come and cajole Liberian people. So I just try to put it in another news again that will come, another news I also be hearing again, but we hope it will not happen. Liberia need to tighten a seatbelt now. The global supply chain, China won't attack Taiwan. Chris, few maybe if not, we hope it not happen. China ready to attack Taiwan because they believe America attack all their allies like Venezuela, Iran. So nobody, the war getting crazy now. So if China attack Taiwan, that dangerous problem for us because we depend on the supply chain. We know we're import-based country. Everything travel from that sea then all around. So when that war stop, it's not like Europe, when that war stop, the global supply chain will be destroyed. China get heavy supply chain around the world. So if the Boakai administration serious now, our staple food, that thing what they're doing in Monrovia, they're not solving the bread and butter issue. When they start that war, we eat for it. Our supply chain will be broken. Even the war. So I just putting it also out there for the followers there.
Thank you so very kindly. We are privileged to be joined by our brother. He goes by the name Crown Monk, and that is his ally's name that all of us know him by. And when you go in the area, as soon as you say Crown Monk, forget it. When you call it civil name, they will bring plenty of people, bring more than 50 persons. But anyway, we want to say thank you so much, my brother, again, for joining us, Monk. It's always a privilege. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
My pleasure, Mr. Sheriff. I'm okay. I'd like to say it is afternoon hour in Monrovia. So I'd like to say good afternoon to and also I would like to say also thank you for having me on the platform to discuss critical national.
Always, it's a privilege, always. So let's just start with you as you give us your own, opening statement. So what is it of concern? Like our brother Jake said, he's concerned about what is happening in Guinea. I myself, I have followed it closely, and it is scary. We are just from a civilian rule, in Guinea. And now we are turning the government over. When I'm just figuratively speaking. Doumbouya was elected democratically through the civilian means or protocol. And now that he is leaving the country now has reverted to military rule, where the military is now taking over. They have made several announcements and etc. etc. That is his concern. He's also concerned about the Guinea border. That the report that people are reporting that everything is resolved, everything is okay. No, it's not. I also saw some other videos around. What are your concerns? Two issues quickly before we go into our today's discussion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheriff. So, Guinea is a neighboring country. Guinea is like a brother to us in the region. So, technically, automatically, everything that affects Guinea negatively will have a trickle-down effect on Liberia. So, we are also been following the issue as it relates to the health of the president of Guinea, pray for his speedy recovery. And we have also been following his style of leadership, where he have left a military general to serve as the acting president. I personally think that is wrong because Guinea left the stage of military rule and transitioned to a democratic rule. So if you are leaving a country, you have the vice president, automatically the vice president serve as the acting president. But Doumbouya knows how he got to the country. Automatically know that there are people who have forgotten history. The echo is bad. I don't know if it's coming from me or it's
Yeah,
No, it's from you. Priest, not from you.
Yeah, maybe for me, I'm going to mute myself. Go ahead.
Okay, it's from Priest. It's from Priest.
I think because he knows very well how he got to the presidency, so he don't want to gamble it in his mind as a military personnel. So you feel what is is to leave a military general in his position to act, which is wrong. And another thing I'd like to throw light on quickly is our issue with Guinea at the Guinea and Liberian border at Sodoma in Foya. Few days ago, a day or two ago, the Guineans have sent new batch of troops with heavily armed to guard that place, and they are asking the Liberian immigration to automatically vacate the space that they want to build their custom office and start their business.
Didn't follow us. Monk is having problem with his internet, so probably when he come back, then he will continue. So probably
I
having
think, yeah, I think
probably
his
problem with
internet,
internet.
he's having some
So
issues with the internet. Knowing very well that he is joining us from Liberia, there are so many challenges when it comes to the net there. So again, we want to say, fellow Liberians, all of you are highly welcome. Jeff, how are you? Kweku, how are you? Henry, thank you so much for your presence here. King Soiree, you are highly welcome. Michael Paul, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate all of you. Now,
so what do you think about the Guinea situation? You
yes,
Frank?
definitely. I'm going to give my take on it. It's worrisome, very, very worrisome. We already have a fragile situation. The situation in, our okay, our brother is back. Welcome back.
I'm not
I know.
hearing. I don't know the.
That
Yeah,
you have
just
never way.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the tech.
We hearing you. I
We,
hearing
we are
you,
getting you. We are getting you.
but you're not getting us.
Oh yeah, okay. So the situation in Guinea is worrisome. It's troubling. The reason why I am saying it is worrisome and it is troubling is because we already know that we have a fluid situation with that of Guinea and Liberia. Guinea took over our borders when they were in their military stage. In other words, when they were in their, military government, how you call, or posture, or what have you. That was when they took over. ECOWAS has been working with Guinea to ensure that they can transition from a military government to a civilian government. To even get Guinea to that particular stage of them respecting the democratic process and, electing a democratic leader, it was really, really a tough time. A very, very tough time. Very tough time. It took a lot of strings. It took a lot of, work to get Guinea where Guinea is. And when Guinea transitioned to a civilian government, to some extent, we saw Guinea now participating, in the African region, in some of the democratic, let's say, gathering. We saw that Guinea was in Sierra Leone when they were having, I think, the ECOWAS, I think it was a kind of ECOWAS program they were having, and etc. So everybody was excited that Guinea is now, changing course, getting to a democratic, to some extent, atmosphere or rule. In less than no time, to see the country slipping back, because the country, whether we like it or not, the country is slipping back. To
Mm-hmm.
see Guinea getting back to a stage where the president will not leave the country with a civilian vice president or with a civilian administration, but will go back to the military and say, you military take over, then it's scary. It's very scary. Now, this is also a negative signal also for Liberia and the MRE region. Sometimes we overlook this thing, but it is serious.
That is fact. Yeah.
It's very serious because we saw when Guinea was in that military form, we saw how they were behaving around here. These people walked in Liberia and collected somebody who they said
was planning coup. They basically walked in Liberia and collected one sheriff or so and talking to Guinea and unaliving. They walked in Liberia.
Our government aided in now. The Unity Party aided in.
They gave gift to the government. But what I'm trying to say is that we saw how rough they were. We saw that kind of, rough posture. So now that they are getting in the same military form, where we see a military general taking over and giving command, my fear is with what is happening with our government, very unserious, playing politics with this. I'm afraid that if there is somebody will say peace talk, or any democratic, or somebody will say diplomatic talk, that diplomatic talk, it broke down from the Liberian end, and we go back to square nothing. The border that we think is secure, no, it's not secure. They will take over. And there's the reason why we're hearing some of these commands, where Guinea is now giving our security at the border 72 hours to vacate, to just all the way beyond. So it's scaring. When these things are happening in Guinea, we all know the trade relationship between Liberia and Guinea. So it's scary. And it's something that all of us should pray, should watch. And I'm afraid because this government have displayed a level of I don't careism, as somebody would say. So it's fluid, it's scary. It's something that we need to be
and
careful.
let me just boss so small what you let me just go ahead, small what you saying. The guy in charge now. They call him Camaro. He's a loyalist.
Brother is back. You getting us now? Are you getting us more?
He's a loyalist, Prince. And it's according to the real story in people in Guinea, he's more radical than Dumuya. We hope that the story that coming from under Guinea, Dumuya will retain whatsoever means he can come back to power and continue that surveillance rule. But if anything go left, a Kamara ready to take the hem of the authority over there. They say he's more radical and travel more than Dumuya, because Dumuya too, he lived half of his life in France here. He was in the US, he was in the French gendarmerie, or you can call it army whatsoever. That for year he went to Guinea when Conti called in the how they went, they stayed that coup whatsoever to take part, because he was Conti loyal Peking, that Peking here for the something. He's a young guy. He saw the Liberian safe, he know about the Liberian safe or everything. So I said something here before. Probably I said something here. I said, yes, think Liberian people, you shouldn't be gullible. Let's think out of the box. According to our constitution, I said something here. The Unity Party for a lot of tactics to come back to maintain power. Or because Joseph Boakai will be later, they want for George we have to come. Probably they have some kind of communication with Dumuya to cut on our lane. The question I asked Liberia, I said, when Dumuya was in the country, George was president, why Dumuya never took our lane? Why he never took our lane on George Weah? A lot of he was military leader. He could do anything to take our lane. But why he never, until Boakai came, this cannot be a plane that they put Dumuya on a particular property or on a particular lane. Then by 2029, the president get that right. He got according to our constitution. When somebody call on your lane, you cannot have election. Go ask any constitutional lawyer in that country. They will say, the Unity Party will say, oh, somebody on one lane, we can't have election. Then they stage interim government. That one of the plane, I can say something. I put it also there.
Yeah, let's give Monk. Monk, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sherry, for the opportunity again. Like I was saying, I think I concluded on the Dumuya and my perspective of how he's governing Guinea and why he left a military general to act in his position. So I was basically dealing with our own crisis with Guinea. And my brother point is fine, but I have a different perspective about it. And here is my perspective. During the George Weah time, one would argue that George Weah had a responsible diplomatic approach than Joseph Boakai. The reason why you saw that George Weah governed this country for 6 years, we did not get any conflict with Guinea is because the superintendent of Lofa
and no lawmaker in Lofa or Minister of Internal Affairs give order for people to mine in the Guinean and Liberian waters. But the guys in power today are a bunch of criminals. They are crooks. So they took machines to Sodoma to mine in the Sodoma River unknown to the Guineans. When they know very well that this particular river is being shared between 3 countries, and that before you do anything, there should be at the acquiescence of the remaining 2 countries before you proceed. Yet, the Internal Affairs Minister, Thomas Fowler, and the Superintendent of Lofa, ignore all of that, and they brought a company to mine in that water. That's why we are in this problem today. And Honorable Yaka Koluba said the land is for Guinea. Yaka got expelled because he said the land is for Guinea. Look what is happening on that land today. 2 days ago, the Guineans sent new batch of troops to protect the place and dismiss or get the Liberian immigration out of that land. That they want to build their custom office and they want to build their immigration office there and start doing business. So once Guinea is successful in removing our immigration and erect an office over there, that means that place after the Guinea. That means what Yaka said was not lie. So you see, the guy came to power on the matter of propaganda and lies. And they want to use lies and propaganda to govern the country, which is not possible. The normal Liberian man will say you can lie to the person that can feed you, but you can lie to the man that can call your hair. You got your hair always get boosted. So you can lie to us to come to power. You still lying to look what the president said when he came for ECOWAS. The general posed a question to him on the airport concerning the very Sodoma border issue, and he said ECOWAS are taking control over the matter, and the matter has been solved democratically. So if Boakai says to you the matter has been solved democratically, and after a month of that statement, you see Guineans coming back to say they want to build office, that means Boakai agreed in that meeting that the land should be taken over by Guineans.
So, Monk, if I may ask you this question, right, before we move on. The government have always boasted of, a kind of diplomatic talk. They are engaging with their Guinean counterpart on a diplomatic basis and the rest of it. Now that we are seeing from what we are gathering that, Dumbuya has left the country, is, abroad, whether for treatment or for whatever, and within less than no time, within less than even a week, we are now seeing a military general taking over, and we are seeing almost like a decline at the border. Because remember now, they were at point A, but now they are moving from point A all the way to point C. Now,
of course,
is there a fear? Do you have a fear? Are you concerned? Do you think that the absence of Dumbuya will be able to, break down the entire talk if we were having talk now, which I don't believe, because they will just say diplomatically we are engaging with our people, but we're not seeing any diplomatic approach. Are you afraid that with this particular thing that we are seeing, we hope that it is not the military about to take over and they will tell us, say, Dumbuya, just remain there. These people can do anything. But is there a fear that you think that the situation will decline at our border and, it will be fluid and fragile? Are you having any fear of that, or are you concerned? Is there any concern from your end?
So Mr. Sherry, let me say this and be very emphatic about it. That there will be nothing will happen to that border in terms of violence, because Joseph Boakai has agreed to give that land to Guinea. Every time you hear them say we're having diplomatic approach, in that diplomatic approach, he has gambled the land to Guinea. We are not in a diplomatic approach. We are on the surface, on the pavement, observing the situation and seeing the outcome of the situation. So if Mr. Sharif telling me that I'm having a conversation with your brother there to give you back your property, and my brother keep coming back to this property, that means he's deceiving me. But in his conversation with that my brother, he's telling him that take this property is for you. So it is just the case with the Guinea and Solomon Bureau. President Boakai has agreed 100% to turn that place over to Guinea. This is why you see that Guinea is having no remorse. Guinea can come as far as beyond even the land to say they want to build immigration office and they want to construct custom office. If Guinea did not get green light, my brother, they will never do that. Everything that is happening at that border is sanctioned by Joseph Boakai. Yeka did not lie. Boakai mortgages that land to the Guineans.
So, if I may ask you, my brother Jake, do you agree with this assertion from our brother Monk that the government, mortgaged that land to Guinea, or you having a different take on that? Let's hear from you, Chief. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, sir.
Please, for me,
Yes,
to the followers are having different take. I know the Unity Party, I read our playbook. If Liberian want to do that self-service, they will read playbook. I will say something to the Liberian people here. From the initial step, when the people took power, 1 year, they started talking, oh, Jerry will not come back, Jerry will not come back, Jerry will not come back. That was as soon they was seeking the corridor of Liberia. Today, you don't hear that song anymore. And the president have declared, he said, the people follow tactics to maintain power. I will always destroy that tactic. The CDC won't listen, they listen, they won't listen. I say, she my fool. I don't care. Please, let me tell you something. Power is it's a serious thing. Those that surround the president, whosoever. The Unity Party let me tell you, Dumuya situation. I just pray. We just pray that Dumuya, he say go, he come back to power. He come back, then probably he continue his surveillance rule. That thing when they say, oh, Baga mortgage, Guinea, whatsoever, this could be a tactical plan by them that they want to have a election, an interest government. Let me say, but one thing I will say to the followers here tonight, or those who are watching to the former president, as he announced in America that he coming back, he the biggest opposition leader, and you are former president. He know all these guys. He was son to Conti that ruled Guinea before Dumuya take over. A lot of Guineans in Conakry, Guinea, they love George Weah. George Weah want to settle this situation. He can, because he's a former president. He can, even the military combo, Dumuya combo, he can meet this guy. He got too much time on his hands. He can meet these people. He said, listen, I'm our president. I want to know something about my country. I want to know something about this particular land. He can have a one-on-one to clarify everything, to post everybody that taking over the country. Because nobody really know the real true story concerning that thing. The doubt, the only person that can cancel the doubt, that George Weah, he have that power, he have that ability as an opposition leader, your former president. He can be a Ghana counterpart, he can be a Guinean counterpart. It can be Dumuya, it can be the military guy in Kiev. He can be all these guys they pay respect to George Weah. So to clarify it, I'm not taking the honor, I'm not taking all the other content. I know the Unity Party get a lot of things over their sleeve to prevent CDC from coming to power. I want some others here to think out of the box, to put the pieces together and destroy that narrative. And Liberian people will be aware, and the international community will be aware that they will never see the general election.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Here
for me, I think when you look at this entire Guinea border with Liberia or this lumber issue, the government has been very deceptive from the very beginning. They've been very, very deceptive, very unfair to the Liberian people. I do not trust this government. That is me. I might be, people might have different view, but that is true. I do not trust the government. And the reason why I do not trust the government is because from the very onset, this government refused to inform the Liberian people what was obtaining. Even as we speak, the government is still playing politics and now wanting to inform the Liberian people what are the issues at that particular border. At a certain point in time, we saw the government defending and lying that nobody was there. To the extent that the government own spokesperson, Jerry Pia, even went as far as showing job that what happened? We can't get people gone, we get you gone, so y'all can go. All these kind of, foolish statements coming from this government. So how do we trust the government? And they've forgotten to know that there are a lot of people who use that land for farming. They have been there for generations. I mean, generations upon generation. That is like a family inheritance. That's what people use to sustain themselves, to be able to farm on that land, to be able to at least sustain their family. So you have a whole very batch of good number of Liberians that are being displayed in our own home. And it's as if the government is just relaxed. You know, the government is okay. They are, you know, going abroad, doing what they're supposed to do. They are not even concerned. We saw a political search that was put out there by the name of one Jeremiah Kuhn, the regime speaker. Sorry, Rachel Kuhn, the regime speaker. They went there, and I don't know whether they tried to cajole the Liberian people, where we are calling on the LRRC to carry ration for the people. Where are we? That was just a charade. That was just a lie. The people came from the border. We saw them in the middle of the road. The more we got together, after they finished drinking, to the extent that they were even urinating on the road, opening their private part, the more we get together. So, you know, I don't even trust the government on this issue. I don't even trust them. My only concern is with the people who are displayed, those people who have used that place for centuries to be able to sustain their family. Now they are out of job because that is their own job. That is how they can be able to cater to, you know, their own needs and wants. But it is what it is. But my brother Monk, I want to start this from you. We are concerned. It's as if this whole drugs issue is going nowhere. Every morning we wake up, there is another new Pandora box that is open on the other side. Yesterday, I was just reading through, looking at different stuff. And my attention again has been reopened to the airport. The airport is not just an ordinary area. That airport represents Liberia face on the international world. When international people are coming, they're not coming past that you call 1848, where people will get on ship and come through the country. The face of our nation is that particular airport. Once you come through that airport, that the first impression you're going to get about the country is right at that airport. That's the reason why you see, even here in the United States, when we are even traveling internally from one state to the other state, once you reach to an airport, you will feel the sense of security at the airport. You will know that, hey, country, that's one country to deal with, America, you know? Because you will feel it, that the people, that they mean business. Once you enter at the airport, at the place first, you will start feeling whether you know you're in America or you're not in America. I mean, locally when we are traveling. My concern here, Monk, the LDEA, today we got an information that the LDEA has rearrested the guy who was allegedly, you know, involved, Jala, who was the LDEA officer at the RIA, the commander. They've rearrested him. They've also named key people at the airport who is involved with this issue of drugs. What picture does this give our international partners? Partners who are coming through that airport. People who want to invest will come through that airport, and etc. What sign, what is the signal that we are sending to the international world, especially our airport, the place that is supposed to be one of the most secure areas, the place that is supposed to be one of the most serious areas? What are you thinking? Do you think that this will have a negative consequence on the government going forward from the airport? Do you think people can trust that airport? I mean, especially our international, not us. For us, some of us, we get no option. But what signal does this send to our international partner? When airport people are deeply involved, and not just common people, I mean, hardcore officials are involved with this issue of drugs at the level of the airport. Let's hear from you, my brother Monk.
What I would say to that is Liberia risk being declared a narco state. Liberia risks that. Liberia might likely be declared a narco state. Any country that does not have an airport that will prevent drugs from entering the country, that country is poised for being announced a narco state. And this is the direction Liberia is heading to. Mr. Sharif, today, when you look on Facebook, you will see that the EPS director and the police director was invited at the American embassy. Our intelligence has informed us that the purpose of that invite was to introduce the team of investigators from America to the team of investigators in Liberia, where the Americans have clearly told the president that they don't trust the investigation of Gregory Coleman and that they are coming to take full control and seize of the matter. Because Liberia is like a baby to America. When you look in the picture that I posted on Facebook by the American embassy, you will see clearly on the face of Sam Gay that he's not happy. It's written all over his face. If you have that picture, put it up on the screen for the public to see. You will see that Sam Gay is his body language is very unsatisfied. So this tells you that the government is very unserious, and the government knows who the doers of this particular acts are, and they are playing tricks and games with the Liberian people. Few days ago, they told us they arrested Leroy. The only evidence we have been able to see that they arrested Leroy is the closure of private bar and police surrounding the private bar. No single Liberian can tell you that I've seen a photo or a video with Leroy in the possession of the police like they did with other people. We are also getting informed that they have smuggled Leroy out of the country and Leroy has escaped to Spain. Because since Leroy was arrested and charged, we have never seen, for me, I don't even know who the Leroy is. We have never seen Leroy. They have never paraded him to the court or to the police station like they did with other people. This tells you clearly that the government know what they are doing. They are playing tricks with the Liberian people. And there's a very big trouble for us internationally. It's a trouble. Because if Liberia is declared a narco state, it does not only affect Joseph Boakai and a few handful of people, it affects some of us who share nationality with this country. It affects you, Mr. Sherry, who want to come back to Liberia and invest. It affects my brother Detroit, who is working so hard to come back to Liberia to invest. Who will want to invest in a country that is declared a narco state? So this should be a concern for Liberians. This should be a concern for every one of us. This is why the last time I was on this show, I told you that people like us will not encourage anyone to remain quiet on this drug issue. When we meet on this drug issue, till we see the end. And if that the end will means Boakai is impeached and taken to jail, we meet on this till we see that. When we meet on this, they will see that. Zoom that picture and see Sam Gay face. There's the picture I was telling you about. It was the Liberian embassy who posted it. We know how Liberian government officials behave. If this was a very successful meeting that is in the interest of Liberians, the first group of people that was going to post this picture are going to be the information ministry. And you're going to see UP surrogates parading social media of this picture. But they could not do it till the American embassy themselves posted it on the American embassy's page. There's a troubling time for Liberia, Mr. Sharif. And we all must stand up like we are doing and continue to lend our voice very high on this drug issue so that the image of this country be protected and so that Georgia can return to this country and fix the damage these crooks and criminals have created for the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My brother Jake, people are concerned. You travel almost all of the time from wherever to wherever. I mean, all over the place. You travel all over the place and interact with airports, you know, or security and etc. etc. Are you concerned that at our airport, the place that is supposed to be very secure, where now we have all kinds of things going on, you have people, you know, and now we're talking about terrorists, you know, that are going on, terroristic activities going on all around the place, and people are concerned that our airport is compromised to the extent that securities officers and high administrators will be involved in this issue of drugs. Is it a concern? Should it be a concern? Let's hear from you, my brother.
Yeah, it's to all Liberians, it's a great concern. Those that live in the West all around and travel to Liberia. If that country is tinted as well, our brother just said, narco states, they will put sanction on Liberia, especially the government official or other things, and they will put sanction on the country. Because the American government fighting drugs. Now they teaming up with the Mexican, those in South America, they fighting all the cartels around the world. That Trump made sure the agenda. If you look at the Trump doctrine, the GOP doctrine, that made sure the agenda, they're fighting drugs. You think how they move the Venezuela president from power? How they start sanctioning all now they own Cuba. Colombia just had an election a few days ago. Colombia now, they get a new leader. So they're trying to put stop to all this drugs trade. How many drugs kill American every year in the country? Fentanyl, you live there. The news there every time. So Trump agenda to fight drugs. Three things the men fighting only in America. People will not cross the border. One, energy, electric energy, we're talking about oil and things there. That the made great policy in fighting drugs around the world. He even warned China before. He even warned Xi Jinping concerning fentanyl and other things because he seen them manufacture in China and they pass through the Mexican border to America and the fact. The Liberian people want to read a real story. That's the three-top agenda for Donald Trump in there. To fight immigration, to cut down immigration, energy, and to look for all these narco terrorist things. And so when I think we show a death, me I come from different side. The CDC part, they can be acting. For me, we should nail the Unity Party. We should nail them the game they play on George Weah. We should play the same game on them. Put them on the blast. That they can sanction them too. And no government official way that they don't want one love Liberia. No, they did that to George Weah, so we can pay them back. So let me tell you something, nothing will happen. If you look at that picture, if you look at the picture, only the picture, follow you look at that picture, Spring King thing. Why same get doing that picture? Why same get an EPF boss? Why he know that we don't know? Why they call him? Why in that picture he protect? You know what EPS are all about? To protect the first family, the vice president, all this thing. EPS, Executive Protective Service or force, whatsoever you may call it. Why same get doing the picture? Why the DE got on there? Why the Justice Minister not there? Why they not there? Twin, it will when I say something, it will baffle you. You're gonna keep them on video. Probably the investigation will be stalled. It will never fruit any benefit. I don't trust. First of all, let's look at this man name. The men are shaking people's hand. Let me tell you something. We look at that man name, we trace all the men. We can trace that particular man are shaking hand with Gregory Como. Well, how they brought him? Why they brought him? Let us know a profile. Liberians, we're not naive yet. Follow us. You're on a platform. The main name is there. You can do chat GPT will know. So you get chat GPT will know everything concerning the man. Will know who he linked with, what party he linked to. Then we put our pieces together. We shouldn't be carried away. Listen to me. We shouldn't be carried away because you're seeing photo up. They make it come. They see American make it come and compromise our whole case. This is they can say, this is Africa. They didn't care. So what's the question? What's saying get doing that picture? What's saying gay? That's only he protect. You won't cover up for the executive branch of government, for the president and his son. So you must put your pieces together. After they show you, me, I will go deeper concerning the particular man. I know soon I get a profile. It will be easy for me. I will contact my boy in parliament here. I will contact my man in parliament here. I said, but who this guy? He will give me the info on this man. One know the men are shaking, saying, getting here. One know what kind of deal he get. Why in keen to shake this guy here? We're not naive anymore. We're not naive. In those days when they used to come play on Liberian people, the Unity Party people follow a lot of trade. And long Greco Como said, as that senior government official, They show you Leroy, escape all that certain that coming up. Me and care. If Joseph Boakai bring no senior government official, they mean the whole case have been compromised. The 19 million print, that 19 million job. You know, they Peter Sam and their company still running the airport, the GLC, whatsoever. They still running the airport. They still continue the airport. They still doing business. They still doing that cargo thing. He never, nobody hear about Peter King anymore. Only his brother who heard about what Peter King is still operating on that airport. So, Peter, I told followers here, we're not naive. I'm a financial whistleblower. The United Party is broke. I will repeat, I can say even on the internet, any day they broke, they having no money. So they were using cocaine to sustain the government. And the reality, you not be real here. Where they take money from? The president have traveled a lot. No investment coming in the country. Where they taking money from? So you might be surprised when they got compromised. They may trust them men are in the middle of these guys. They're going to think American, but they can compromise.
Thank you so much. This is my take on this entire picture of, or whatever they call it. Our partners are not happy at all. And whether we like it or not, the United States have spent enough money for our peace and our democracy. They have tried to spend in order to get us where we are. And that we appreciate. We appreciate the government for and the people of the United States. But the Americans are not happy for several reasons. One, we've seen time without number. The government has been very lackadaisical, has been very stubborn to carry on what we call an impartial, a balanced, and an accurate investigation. Who was the person that was heading the whole investigation? He was the spokesman, he was the justice minister, he was everything. And that Gregory Cuomo. Gregory Cuomo was almost like the spokesperson. He was like everything. He was the one that represented the government when they went to the senators, when they called him. He was the one. He was involved with this thing from the very beginning. From the arson attack that Gregory Cuomo planned people to burn the Capitol building, up to the $1 billion drugs. Gregory Cuomo has been the face of it. He has been like, he is the justice minister. So the reason why Gregory Cuomo and the EPF boss is invited, let's tell you this. This one will say it clear to you.
Mm-hmm.
The people and the government of the United States of America are concerned because, one, the government has deliberately refused to ensure that the ship that were on Liberian waters, that particular ship is arrested. The government refused. They played game. It took the United States government to signal to Ivory Coast. Remember now, the United States had their base in Ivory Coast. Got a military base there. They're trying to, counterbeat, somebody would say reduce that capacity and try to relocate some of the staff. But America has a base there. I mean, a military base, a military presence in Ivory Coast. So for Liberia to not arrest that ship and play game to the extent that they lie and said that, oh, the ship had problem. It was on the other sea. Before you go low, we saw it to, how you call Grand Cape County. From there, it ended in Ivory Coast. You know what these guys were doing? These guys were destroying evidence. They were destroying evidence. And Gregory Cuomo has been the one that is involved with this thing here. The face of it. The Americans are saying that Gregory Cuomo must recuse himself. Let me break this news to you. They are saying that Gregory Cuomo must recuse himself from this entire process. Because anytime they move one step forward, that Gregory Cuomo they will see. Anytime they try to go on this side, they see Gregory Cuomo. They try to come on this side, they see Gregory Cuomo. Anytime they make any move, even if they try to bypass it to investigate on the other side, that Gregory Cuomo face they are seeing. But let me tell you this. Joseph Nyuma Boakai is unwilling to allow Gregory Cuomo to go. For what reason? We don't know. Joseph Nyuma Boakai is unwilling to allow Gregory Como to go. Joseph Newman Boakai does not have the balls. He does not have the tenacity. He does not have that strength, that energy, that will to say, Gregory Como, everybody that around you, your chief of traffic, highway patrol, accuse you. Told the word that through a father that you, Gregory Como, you order that he escort the drugs. Everywhere you think Gregory Como needs that, so please go sit down. Joseph Newman Boakai will not do it. Because like Jake said, the government is broke. These guys are using Gregory Como to carry on serious diabolic act in Liberia there, financially. The last time it was Gregory Como, I think, who wrote, I think for some kind of $6 or some $1 million, I think 600,000 or so, that he wanted to purchase some other materials for the police. Where is that particular money? No here, no tea. So these guys know what they are doing. So the Americans are saying that Gregory Como, you have to recuse yourself in order for us to investigate, to go in depth in this thing and provide information. They call him to provide the info. Remember, Gregory Como told us that there are big names, big officials who are involved with this particular drugs business. So the Americans want to know, is there an information or are there information in the bailiwick of Gregory Como, or how you call whatever, that he don't want to disclose? So they call him to release information. They call him to question him. They call him to ask him, Gregory Como, what is going on? Nobody forced you. You were not on a gunpoint. You said that there are higher ups. You made the Liberian people to understand that there are higher ups. Where are those higher ups? Give us the information. Tell us who are they. Because Gregory Como is the one that dealing with them. They man a policeman. He goes to plenty area. He interact with plenty people. And that's why the Americans are calling him. That's why they are calling him. The reason why you see Sam Gay is telling, the Americans are telling Sam Gay that, look, Sam Gay, you have to stand down also. Because from what we are looking at, from all indication, the Executive Protection Service has nothing to do with this. You are too much getting involved. Of recent, you are too much involved into this. You got to stand down. You got to give the people a chance to do what they need to do. This particular, how you call a Sam Gay man, is interfering too much. He is interfering too much. And he is doing that to destroy evidence that is leading to Mr. Boakai. But fellow Liberian, that is my take. Yeah, Jake, come in.
Yeah, Prince, just 1 minute. Let me ask you quick, then you will think into the followers. You see that picture? Let me remind the followers quick. I'm a puzzle player. You remember who brought the fire forensic people to investigate the arson situation concerning the Capitol building? Gregory Como was not involved?
Yeah, he was involved, directly involved. He brought them.
Liberian, you listen carefully. Who brought the fire forensic from America? That is same group, that is same man. Who not shaking here? Prince, you know what you have to do? You are living in America. Prince, let me tell the follower, you must save them a video. You must save it tonight. Follower, you save the particular quotation. You see the man knee? The man in the middle. You like jot down his knee. You're living in America. Now, success are the president for the CDC chapter in America, all chapter. If they may compromise the case, let me tell you, you might not take a lele in America. We're watching the case. That put the man on record. We're two on the man. The man will know everything concerning the man that in the middle. We finish knowing senior government official according to the RG. We're not taking the video all around. When they compromise the case, that Joria or the sorry kid of Joria are living in America, you're taken to the Congress. They will subpoena this guy. If he corrupt, you're not corrupt, I don't know right now. But this thing, you're going to mark my video. A particular case will be compromised. We hear nobody. Real investigator coming in our country, they sort of meet people that they know. They will that case. As soon as I saw the thing on social media, I start thinking. What happened to the arson case today? Why did our brothers stay in prison? Why they are staying in prison all the years? They forgetting brothers that are in prison. Nobody talking about them. Nobody. They can stay in prison. For nothing they did to that Aso case. Why the people compromise that case? And they asked some people came with the owners of the queen. They said they know where already happened. They took taxpayer money, government paid it, and it went back to America. Another group coming. Now, if I tell you about the Unity Party, you're not be joking with me. Eh? You're not be joking. Let people get different way to divert things in. The particular men are in the middle. Thank God he showed his face in the middle. If he try the case, he will lose a job. He will lose a job. He will put America on a great tension. We will take serious rally. I will consult Liberians in America. If I live in America, I will be what? Will consult that man will take serious rally to the State Department because he's working on a Marco Rubio. He's working on a Marco Rubio. Those are working to the embassy that can come on that kind of mission. They're working to the State Department. The Marco Rubio that Cuban American, that they kind of thing he'd like to take on. So if they make compromise, okay, we're watching the case. If they make compromise, the case, see the decision in the case, we'll take this guy to a protest against the particular guy to put to the Unity Party. When you know why so high on the Unity Party concerning the drugs and the other things, they lie on the humble man that what can kill me. The men that play football never got involved with drugs, nothing. We play video here. The men that were building rehabilitation center for drugs traffickers in Liberia, the Zoko. That name Zoko? Where it come from? Where it come from? They say then Unity Party group of elite. Well, Eleanor was Rudy, the friends that need for the poor people children because they know they from that kind of background. That was gonna bore me. That what I mean, if I was living in America, I would take the case on it, I would watch the case and particular go after the particular guy and we'll go after the guy. We'll tweet on him, we'll go everything on this particular guy. We're watching the case, they cannot die in the dark.
Thank you. Yeah, Monk, come in.
Yeah, so listening to all of our views, what I would say is, as much as we want to be very technical and we want to follow this drugs issue to the end, and in fact, we are the very people who started to call for international investigators to come in the country and take over the investigation because we don't trust the government.
Mm-hmm.
So it is only fair enough that we gave them the opportunity to do what they came to do. My brother Detroit, your points are right. We should profile people. We should know them. We should know their connections and link.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in my mind, this particular investigation is different from the Arson case. In the Arson case, it was the police who brought in their own investigator. In this drugs case, it is the Americans and the American government that are sending people to investigate the issue. This is why you are seeing that the picture.
Who get them visa? Who get them visa? If the government say that give me visa, they will come. Who get them visa? Who get them visa to come? The American forcing for them to come. Let's see in the comment. Let me think quick. The American forcing to come.
No, when you say who get a visa, who you talking about?
Yeah, who get a visa to enter? Listen, Mom. You're not being smart yet too. Listen, we have seen many cases, plenty all around the world cases can be compromised. Let me tell you, because they won't link the government. They can get them million, they can get them money. We'll not be naive here. Listen, they decided to come. They decided to come, Liberian cause no whatsoever. Who gave them visa to enter the country? That the Liberian government. Who ruling the Liberian? Who the Liberian government? The Joseph Boakai and Crony. They gave him visa. If they don't give visa, the investigator will never come. That one, that immigration law. They don't even deny president from entering your country. They don't do all that one. Even you can get visa, you arrive on the airport, they can deny you from entering that country. We know all that system in there. So, Mom, I'm not rushing the hair. I'm washing it. We'll wash it. We'll see it. We'll not comment. But we just want to profile that particular man name. It don't those days anymore. We'll profile everybody got ChatGPT. We'll profile that man name, know where he working, where he come from, what states he in, whatsoever. All of them that on a particular committee that came to investigate, we got to profile that name. Somebody bring somebody in bed with them, then they can compromise the case. So then, when we believe that, because you know why in that order, then Greco Como said, this my point, senior government official, That's a police ID that on video around the world. If you take that
Do you
video
know?
to
Do you
court,
know? Do you know
Thank
what
you,
prompted?
Detroit. Let you go ahead. Yeah, go
Do you
ahead,
know?
Mark.
Do you know what prompted Gregory Cuomo to making a statement that senior government officials are involved in this justice?
no.
Okay. Gregory Cuomo was called 3 days prior to that particular press conference at Mika by the president and the justice minister and other people. And he was asked to step aside like they did with the DEA director. He was asked to step aside. So in that meeting, according to our sources, Gregory threatened them that he, Gregory Cuomo, will not go down alone in this particular drug case. This is why you saw that Gregory went to Mika and said that senior government officials are involved. When you are saying senior government officials are involved, you are sending signal to Joseph Boakai to say, look, Mr. President, if I'm entangled in this drug case that I'm involved with, that means your children, Jojo and Tata Boakai, will also be entangled. Your ministers who have been doing business with these cocaine people and supporting the government will also be entangled. That was the clear signal you were trying to send to the president. The guys who were advising the president to ask him to step aside. That was a clear signal you are trying to send. My own thing here is on this particular international investigation issue is that we should give them the opportunity to do that. I don't believe that the Liberian government is powerful to an extent where they can influence the American government on decisions regarding drugs issue. That is one of the very important issues and pillars of the Donald Trump administration.
Yeah, like what we see, you right? That what we're saying. If you compromise it, we get our result, then we'll take the case to America. We'll take it to the White House. We'll take it to the State Department. That's what I'm saying to sedition here. We shouldn't let it one slap. We will never let it slap.
Thank you. So there is something I want us to really talk about.
Yes, this.
The lawmaker are charged with the responsibility of making law, representing the people, and having oversight of the government. With everything that is going on, many Liberians are shocked. These lawmakers, they will leave from all recess or whatever break to come and ensure that a law is passed so that they can get their money. Just quite recently, the representative, they came. They left from also, they were on break. They left from on break, I think, to discuss the budget. They left from on break. They came to sign and to discuss some other, concessions, the renewal of other concessions. They left from on break. My brother Jake, many people are concerned. These lawmakers who are supposed to be discussing this issue that is affecting the Liberian people, that is affecting their constituents, they have reduced themselves to talk show hosts.
Yes.
Or to talk show panelists. People who should be demanding and requesting should take this issue serious, because that's what the people elected them for. They were elected so that they can represent the people. But unfortunately, they know that it is happening, but they are not taking action. I want us to listen to Amara Kone here. I want to play this, and I want us to listen to him here. I'm sorry. Are you getting it? You hear
No.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but not audible, but I heard, I listened to the whole video. I
Okay.
listened to the whole statement.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me.
I listened to it. I follow it.
Okay. Let me see. Let me do this. This is supposed to be audible. Okay. Let me do some technology here. Yeah. I really want to play this for people to hear this. Let me put this here and play it again. I'm very sure the sound now will be okay. It started with Kush. Now we are at the cocaine level. Nobody is talking about Kush. Last week, Al Jazeera reported that Kush importation to our country has increased by 80% between 2024 and 2025. And, that's alarming because that is the one that is targeting the young people of this country. Then you have this cocaine issue. Then from a performance perspective, the LDEA has been a troubled institution from day one of this administration. I don't need to recount that. So when you have the leading anti-drug chief recusing himself after this allegation with evidence that he accepted a vehicle from the cartel instead of facing immediate dismissal and potential criminal charges by the president over this cartel bribery scandal. Stanton, what that clearly reflects is a lack of accountability, and it also represents a strategic retreat on the part of the OIC, Diago. He's choosing voluntary recusal over a dishonorable firing and a potential quick indictment. It started with. I want to ask you, my brother Jake, are you satisfied with the involvement of, our lawmakers generally, whether it be from the House of Rep or from the Senate? Are you satisfied with their involvement in this? Let's hear from you, please.
Pretty guys are joker. These guys are joker. Let me tell you something. It is cooking story of Honor George where they will try to talk about impeachment. These guys are joker. The first branch of government destroy somebody on your border. The president allows somebody to come on your border. You're the first branch of government. You're powerful more than the president. You get impeachment. Your impeachment, all the thing in your hand. You don't even call the president to impeach the president because somebody on our land. Gongo said it. Council of Gongo said it. Is it a real nation, real society where that compromise? They will impeach the president. They will impede our impeachable crime crossing our border. Look at the Constitution. So these people that are joker, so they get subpoena power. They can subpoena somebody. And they call that guy, they say no vote of confidence. And what the guy name, that ambassador, and they call him, they say they say yeah. Then why they cannot call the DA guy and all these people? Even Grego Como when they insulted them, they talking loosely. You remember in the Senate, why they couldn't say no, you're not walking away with the thing yet. No vote of confidence. And they can knock that gobble. The president would never, when the president stopped it, they stole the whole country. People that rubber stamp prince, they sit down there in the 2-year-old mayor allowed in the Bonnie Capitol building on a watch. They put innocent people children in jail today. So they don't have nothing. They don't have nothing. They're just saying a lot of things they have to say. They're talking. Slow get subpoena power. He Amara Kone. You know what they can talk? Let me tell you. Where they can talk. The Amara Kone what brought the Unity Party to power. You are crying. It's in a data room. So loud. Nothing data they knew. They stole the election. Amara Kone know they stole the election. If you had one-on-one interview where he was saying that crying or crying, there were crocodile tears. There was nothing they called data room. Nothing was there. Because Georgia won the first round of the election but he never had a 51%. That's why we went to the second round and Prince Johnson did that damage in Lima County. So we Prince were on the ground. So I'm calling them when I to can't teach people here nothing. We don't listen to them. Let you go face it. Let you go solve the problem in the Popodo hospital that are sinking down in a district. That hospital where Georgia sitting in a district in a county. Then you go face it. Then you come to the Arab world. Then you come to Dog where they go Dubai. to Emirate Hospital, Crumley, all on that watch in one cantor here. They just start fooling Liberian people. We see the writing all on the wall with this guy. The one that made all sedition angry with him. He can say sedition ain't weak. We must protest. We're not protesting. We're not protesting our country. The United Party already destroying ourselves within ourselves. So why would you protest? So we're not protesting. If you go down in that video, here say, oh, the opposition will be the civil society. They won't talk that business. But George, we will not protest. By 2028, we start the counting. How we'll start campaigning when the election competition start. At time with no whoop water in cooking. So all these people, I don't listen to them, Prince. I don't listen to them.
Thank you so much. My brother Monk, let's hear from you. Are you satisfied with the involvement of our lawmakers in this entire stuff? I mean, from the very beginning of the 19.2 understated up to the 1 billion, and how they are maybe individually appearing on shows and talking, and why they have the power to summon, they have the power to, take some hard decisions. Let's hear from you, my brother. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. So it is no secret that the three branches of the Liberian government is being controlled by the executive. That is no secret. If we sit on the show to give you instances, there are so many instances, there are so many reasons why we draw this conclusion that the three branches of government is being controlled by the president. But regarding the lawmaker issue, they are rubber stamp, as my brother said. But there are few of them who have maintained their grounds, who have refused to be bought, and who have been standing up to the Boakai, Ekun, Daname, and Dynastic. The reason why I will not criticize people like Amara Kone is clearly because when I'm in my father's house, and my father is a
Jake, you can just mute yourself, please. Just mute yourself. Yeah.
When my father is a thief, Mr. Sharif and Jake, and he is subpoenaed to an investigation, people who are outside the box blowing was oh, they made a roll, people will say, oh, you're just saying they made a roll because you hit him. But if I, who is biological son, come up and say, yes, indeed, my father is a rogue, there will be a twist in the public perception. So people like Amara Konen, that it is the working of God, and the working of God and the God of George Weah that's beating them. These are people who framed George Weah in the CDC, the international community. They use their link in America to frame the government and make the CDC administration to appear so ugly and bad. For you to hear Senator Amara Konen today saying publicly that he agreed with Al Jazeera report that the importation of food in the country is at 80%, is a win for the CDC. It's a win for the CDC because this is the Amara Konen who was crying crocodile tears on camera that yes, indeed, they have redeemed Liberia. They have come to fix the country. Oh, we'll fix the country. Oh, we'll fix the country. You saw him acting that he's crying. So if you want to be a campaigner against Joseph Boakai, we're giving the opportunity to slaughter his own government. We're giving the opportunity. But I do not trust the legislature. To be very honest with you, I don't trust them. Gregory Cuomo sat in the chambers of the Senate, that place that we regard and respect as the horse of elders in Liberia, and referred to a colleague of the senators that he was talking loosely. Only because Samuel Koga is not a Unity Party senator, because he's not dancing to the wings and caprices of the Unity Party administration, they allow Gregory Cuomo to go with that public insult against Senator Koga. So if Gregory can go to that place and insult Senator Koga, the guys don't take action. You expect them to put an impeachment bill on the floor for Joseph Boakai. They will never do it. They are only concerned about what they take home. They are only concerned about what they take home from that place. They are not concerned about the Liberian people. With respect, despite of respect and regard, a few of them who have been very courageous and patriotic in that place. The place is raw stem. That place is doomed. The place is doomed. For a police director to sit in your team where you invited other people and cast a vote of no confidence in them. You invited somebody and say, even though this man is against CDC, but you invited the man and say the crime against him, he can be dancing on Facebook, he can be drinking liquor. You invited that man. But somebody who sat in your team and looked in the face of all of you and referred to a senator, like they say he's talking loosely, that was an insult to the entire Senate. Probably Yomdi Kangana did not get it, or they got it and they never wanted to talk about it. So the lawmakers, especially for the legs of Eddie Snow, should shut up and he should give the investigation chance. We understand that the legs of Eddie Snow then will partner with Eric government. They will be friends with Eric government because they want to protect their riches and they want to be in power for the rest of their lives, so they will kind of cajole the Liberian people. We are not asking you for your opinion on this matter, Mr. Snow. You had the opportunity to take action when Gregor went to you in the Senate. You did nothing. So you need to shut up and give ordinary Liberian an opportunity to follow this issue to the Waterloo. So my brother, the legs of Amarakone is very shame. He's shame, but in his shamelessness, he has been able to stand up to the Unity Party government and tell them that this is not what we promised the Liberian people, and this is not what we brought things in government for. I was with the president in the room countless of times when the president was promising the Liberian people that he will fight drugs, that he will eradicate kush, that he will make the living conditions better for the people. On the contrary, what I'm seeing now is not what we promised the people. That is why you are seeing Amara on a daily basis criticizing the government. So for me, I will not criticize him for criticizing his own government, but I will criticize Snow for being very hypocritical and sympathetic. You should allow the system and the government and whosoever are doing the investigation to flow. Who is Snow to sit on a platform and say former government officials are involved in this drug issue? Is Snow actually killing us? Does Snow also want us to dig behind his riches? Do we also want us to do that? In your right mind, Liberians, a citizen or a former government official will be involved in this investigation, and also now the Unity Party cannot call the person in. This Unity Party that would lie to us that Stephen 12 was escaping the country and they caught him to the border when 12 in his bedroom. That the Unity Party will get somebody who is from the city involved, and they don't call the person in. Snow wants to lecture us that former government officials are involved.
Snow won't be president one day. That Snow will not dream. He won't be president one day.
Yeah, you can do that in your sleep. Probably in your sleep.
I will not dream. He thinking to be president of the Republic of Liberia. So he know what to do. Snow he know what to do.
He's confused. Just jumping all around the place and conflicting and contradicting himself.
Sure. So this is my take on this entire issue, right? Like you said, Monk, and I want to just take your line. They are very good lawmakers. I mean, very good lawmakers, very astute lawmakers in the House that have displayed high level of distinction and trust. And we must hail them, we must commend them, that are very unbending when it comes to the issue. They remain very focused. These lawmakers are there, and we must say kudos to them. But you know, my people, it is unfortunate when you have many of your colleagues, including the one who is supposed to be the head, will stand up openly and tell us that he's a regime collaborator, a regime speaker. Nothing good you will get from in the house, even though there are good people, yes, very good people in the house. I mean, lawmakers who understand the issue, who are fighting, but unfortunately, they cannot get anything from there. because the house is being controlled by a regime speaker. Why do you think that people were fighting so that they can put somebody who will be able to say yes sir to them in that house? I continue to say this, Liberians, and get this clear. Everything that was going on, it was highly calculated. Boakai knew of all of these things. Their drugs, Boakai knew drugs was going to come. That's why he was doing everything strategically. He knew the employment of people in high positions. He knew. Boakai knew it. Boakai wanted for people like how you call Rachel Kun to be at the house so that at the end of the day, when critical issues that is supposed to be discussed in the interest of the Liberian people come on that floor, and that probably will expose people. Just like Boakai will call you and say, my man, you know, you regime speaker. The other thing, you can put it on the floor. Before anything is discussed on that floor, just like Boakai will look at you and say, okay, the other one, carry there, y'all go discuss it. They want no, take it from there. It's intentional. You think Boakai foolish? Look, that papa is an old crook that understands the way things run. And I know it's not a fool. You think he take how you call the former NSA director, PSA, and carry him to passport for nothing? Because the papa know that some of his drugs men will come in the country. He know that some of his drugs men should be given diplomatic passport. Look, they just issue your playing phone with. Do you know that there are just cartel that are carrying our diplomatic passport that have been issued by this government, this particular Joseph Boakai government? You think we know? No, maybe some of you don't know. Let's tell you. All of the appointments you see Boakai doing, oh yeah, Boakai, what the papa doing? They are all strategic. They are all strategic. Why do you think the men look at a nephew Foley and point into the army? You think for the army to come tell us, oh, they stay well on the sea, we now get capacity to run behind it. You believe that nonsense there from the military? You believe that nonsense? They get capacity to run behind it. When we get fancy kino, in fact, crew kino, where people can take how you call the thing, song on a cloth and put it on, and you can move from Liberia all the way to Ivory Coast. Men can go fishing from Liberia all the way to Ghana, but then the people who are responsible to protect our borders. So in other words, the military was telling us that our border now secure. You think these people, they are foolish? No, they know what they are doing. They're intentional acts. Boakai put his people down there for us.
Yeah, it's into the biggest room. Yeah,
He put people there for a reason, to ensure that these people protect his interest. They knew that drugs was going to be around the place. They knew Boakai was taking money from his partners, and the people that Boakai was taking money from, these are people that Boakai know that involved with drugs. So therefore, he told him, he said, go to passport area. You're going to get our men a diplomatic passport to be passing around with a drug team.
Best on Yanti then to do the daily job.
Thank you. You look at Prince Charles Johnson, who said people call him to overthrow, but up to now, but that particular people that call him, the time will come, will know who are those that call him. But Prince Charles Johnson saying that they are NSA. You think the man know? He know, he understand. And that's why you were able to tell him, say, you know what happened, Chief? Go to NSA. That you the one will be protecting our interests at that particular NSA there. So Boakai know what he is doing.
Yeah, everything was playing. Everything was playing.
Say begin Duke to the sea pole and say, oh man, go to that pole there. Plenty of people come to that pole. Oh man, you need to protect our thing. So look, I am not surprised that these lawmakers have reduced themselves to what we refer to as a Stanton puppets. I will say this. I'm not surprised. Yes, we hear them, but I'm not surprised because they don't have the balls to be able to confront the issue in the chambers of their own house. They play where they can talk, they're on internet, so let them all come and be how you call a podcast host. Let all come and be hosting our talk show. No problem, we appreciate them. Since they cannot raise the issue in the house, since they cannot call these people, they play where they get power, they play where they get authority. They don't want to use the authority, they come in on Facebook to talk, no problem. Once they are helping to expose Boakai, no problem, then go ahead. But this just tells us that these people, they are not dependable. We can depend on them. They are weak. They will not protect the Liberian interests. They are there for themselves. With this thing that is happening, we have not seen any kind of serious communication or no serious communication. we have seen from any of the houses, whether be it the House of Senate or the House of Rep. We are not seeing anything from them. So, you know, for me, I'm not surprised. I'm not
But
moved.
who tell you lawmaker cannot lead protest? Lawmaker can lead protest. You tell people in your district, your area, say, let's lead protest. They voted for you. You elect them law. Look, all around the world, a lot of lawmakers, all around the world, parliament, people in the parliament in different countries in Africa, they lead protests. Julius Malema in the parliament, they lead protests. A lot of great people for your district or your community. So I don't know. I always say like when lawmakers, they don't even see them traveling outside to lobby for that district. No, they don't have staff outside here. They don't have nobody working in their favor here. So the whole another 50 whatsoever numbers they have now, it's just a rubber stamp, serious rubber stamp, no impact in the country. Nothing happening for them, nothing happening. They let the government, they scared that government will not getting salary, all that kind of things. That all of them join together to move your from power for nothing whatsoever. They just all of them in this already. The legislature don't even have the charisma, no zeal anymore. Nobody, there's no great role model for young children to follow. Say, okay, I want to be Liberia represented one day. It's there. You can see that it's really there. Nothing happening. They don't get doing poverty for time. They were discussing argument. They were discussing everything. They were making George Weah, other guys there. I remember Delone. They were there. They denied a lot of sedition. They denied a lot of sedition confirmation hearing. But look at the rubber scene, look at that Fatu girl, look at that Bentu girl. She lied on credentials, she lied on documents, say they gave up, they confirmed her. So it's a whole rubber scene. The whole country going back, Prince, not because some all let George Weah, but the whole country backward. The whole country, every Prince, the men of God will not lie here. They got prophesied that made from Nigeria. He prophesied a long time. He said there will be calamity. There will be this, all coming, everybody seeing it now. The whole country in disarray. The government confused, nothing working for them. They smart people there. They don't talk about the bread and butter issue anymore. Florida take over our country. Way back, we need to see they putting everything on social media. Look at all the roads in. Then the other men from Grand Gideon go lie to the Grand Gideon. That you can take car with one share, you go drive. Then they roll in there. Video all flying from all angles. They take $22 million. Giddy put it in the mug. Nobody then let him fly. They give that pass to him. $22 million. They share that money. Today, look at what we do. Nothing they are achieved, please. Maybe we won't get too much time, or tomorrow we can dive in the Julia Howard Taylor interview, because it was a good interview. She said a lot of great things. See if she can learn from it to see how we can take Bon country. Yeah. If we don't have time, because it's going to be a 2-hour mark now.
Definitely. Let's go to our brother Monk as he, ran up from his end.
Yeah,
my brother, I want to ask you this question. Probably you can include it in your conclusion. Do you think that from all that is happening, I mean, from the angle of the Liberia National Police, do you think that Gregory Cuomo is about time that he will relinquish that position and be subjected to, investigators as far as, what is going on is concerned? As you conclude, you can just include that in your concluding statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, fellow Liberians and out of the country, especially in the diaspora, that are following us through this medium. I do not only believe that Gregory Cuomo should relinquish the position, but I believe that Gregory Cuomo should be arrested. Gregory Cuomo should be handcuffed. Gregory Cuomo should be investigated and subsequently thrown behind bars for being involved with this drugs issue that is destroying the lives of many people, not just in Liberia, but across the world. Yesterday, the United Party government made you to believe that George Weah was importing kush into the country. Even though George Weah was the only president who signed a law that make drug a non-bailable offense in the country, the United Party was still not concerned about that. They were concerned about using propaganda and lies against George Weah. Today, fellow Liberians, what are we seeing? We are seeing the great-grandfather of Kush, cocaine. Cocaine that even the American government is afraid of is the kind of cocaine we are seeing in our country. This drugs boss is one of the biggest drugs boss in Africa. Or one may say the biggest in West Africa. How did Liberia get here, fellow Liberians? When a Nigerian pastor speaks and says Joseph Boakai is confused, his surrogates and bandits will start to insult the clergyman that he don't know what he's saying. But look at Joseph Boakai's actions, comparing it with the way his government is proceeding, and compare it with what the Nigerian pastor said. And you be the judge and see if these guys are not actually confused. The country is going backward since Joseph Boakai took power. Few days ago, they lied to you, fellow Liberians, that a corruption officer at the Monrovia Central Prison was arrested because he gave his phone to one of the cartels to make call. They lie on that brother and try to besmear his character. When we went to dig deeper from the house's mouth, the brother himself said, the guys are going to the Monrovia Central Prison to use him and cause commotion so that they can have a prison break for the cartel, so that the foreign guys can escape the country. These are troubling times for our country. This is the kind of people we have as government. These are the people who told you Joseph Boakai had 42 years of experience. They told you that this old man was an agriculturist. When he comes to power, that Liberia will start to produce their own rice. Since Boakai came to power today, has Liberia being able to see a single farm or a single rice farm or a cocoa plantation or a plenty plantation that was sponsored or produced by the government of Liberia? No. The police director you have today over the police of our country, he's only good at beating protesters. This is a police director who will go to the street to beat protesters and provide security escorts for drugs. This is the kind of police director we have today on Joseph Boakai. This is a government that will go to the legislature and say, once you don't agree with Joseph Boakai, you'll be removed. They did that with Speaker J. Fonanti Kofa. They did that with Honorable Yeke Wakoruba. This is a system that will tell you that once you are not subscribing to them, it's either you resign from the CDC as a civil servant to keep your government job, or you leave with the CDC of our government job. This is a system that has broken all of the laws in the country. This is a system that for the first time in the country has been brave enough to overturn a jury verdict. This is a system, a very dangerous system, a very despotic and tyrannical system that we are confronting today. But what we will say to you as seditionists, and those of you who subscribe to the ideas and ideology of His Excellency, Dr. George Manawia, do not be deterred. Liberians are seeing the hardship for themselves. When you take your camera to do an independent perception survey across the country, Liberians are speaking up for themselves. They are telling you that they are tired of the Boakai administration. You are here and you saw how the police were resisting in the Somalia draft area around the Battery Factory. When patriotic brothers stood up and said, no, you cannot take our land, you cannot break our horses. You were here when you saw marketeers in Red Lake area blocking roads. When you saw marketeers in Douala protesting against the system. This is a system that wants you to believe that the George Weah administration that offer free tuition policy for your kids. The George Weah administration that offer a free wax fee for those of you selling pepper and birabo. The George Weah administration that was able to construct for you housing unit. The George Weah administration that was able to construct for you a modern military state-of-the-art hospital. A George Weah that was able to build the Emory Hospital. They are finding it difficult to explain to you and make this man appear ugly and bad. When they are here gambling our country to drugs. As dangerous as drugs is, Joseph Boakai is not afraid of drugs. These guys campaigned yesterday that President Weah was building condominium across the country, or he building houses. When it came to power in less than 1 year, 6 months, Boakai has erected a $10 billion palace in 4 years. This is the kind of system we are encountering. A government that took power almost 3 years, they are unable to show you a single tangible. Almost everything they are dedicating to you is projects that were initiated by George Weah. The very George Weah they are freeing bad. The very George Weah they claim does not love that is his project that they are trying to see and extravagate themselves. When George Weah came to the presidency, majority of this entity were renting. Look at the Freeport of Monrovia today. You was able to build them their own office, save them from millions of dollars of rent. Look at Maritime today. Look at LPRC today. Look at Fishery today. Look at NOCA. This entity was able to benefit their own offices under the George Weah administration. They confuse us with propaganda to an extent where we're not even able to disseminate the workings and the good work of President Weah. As we have come to opposition, fellow citizens, let us not be deterred. Let us stand up to them. Let us use our social media platform and tell the world and tell Liberians that Joseph Boakai arrived here by accident. This is why, Mr. Sheriff, when I wake up from my bed in the morning, the first post I made on Facebook, those of you who follow me on Facebook, is thanking God for allowing me to see another day. The next post I make on Facebook is telling you that Weah is coming back. Every morning I wake up, I make that my duty to remind Liberians that Weah is coming back. And yes, indeed, Weah is coming back. So for us, we are not surprised about some of the things that are happening under the Joseph Boakai administration. And I will conclude, and in submission, let me say this to you. Progressive young brothers who are following. Liberians stood up to the True Win Party in this country because the True Win Party led for 27 years. And I want you to listen to this analogy very carefully. The Unity Party is a creeping True Win Party in this generation. We gave the Unity Party 12 years. We have given them another 6 years, which is 18 years. An attempt to give the Unity Party additional 6 years will be 24 years. That means what Backup Matthew Abbas put and other brave Liberians fought for will be thrown in the rivers. Let us stand together. Let us continue holding together as we campaign to bring back President George Manuel Weah to power. Thank you very much, Mr. Prince Sherry, for the opportunity. And thank you very much, Brother Troy, and those of you listening across the media landscape. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother Monk, for all of the information that you continue to provide from your end. Everything. Thank you. My brother Jake, let's get to your conclusion.
Yes, to conclude quick, and our brother Monk said it to the followers. I like why he said a lot of great things, but followers, he said the True Win Party 27 years. Now the Unity Party, when they complete that 6 year, will be 18. When they want, you can stop it. Liberian followers. It's not only talking. And I always say, I live in a Western world here. The people noted for stealing election. They noted for not giving up power. They left for the CDC to think out of the box, to do everything possible. Someone had come here. I said it here before. People don't know me. Before the election in Liberia, I said something to the government. At that time, CDC. I was not on social media. I said the election will be stolen. They will do everything. A lot of people, CDC never protected the election. They just allowed everything because they never knew the system. The system worked against them. They were there for 12 good years. So everybody was planted everywhere. Enjoy accepted everybody. This time, we're digging all our secret, all our plan, one by one, especially me. I will come here, that's my mission here. I will come here and lay it down and put pieces together, how they will do it, how they will do it. 11 the CDC and George we are. And they gotta put pieces together, put that plan in motion. And the only way they won't see the election. But when they get, and they just sit down to depend just on the people that will vote, they will see the election again. There is a reason I always say it. If a judge will not do this, followers, they must share my video. They must share this video. One top person, nobody, no citizen will talk about. We're talking about the judge. Or maybe private time we can, they will talk. The NEC boss, I'll always say, a Prince Noah, I'll always flag his name, where Joseph Boakai put in power and the legislature confirmed him. He will do the more damage in the Republic of Liberia. When he said that NEC boss, CDC must say goodbye to the election. In the camera saying it. If the CDC allow him to stay as an NEC chairman to 2029, then take a report to the Supreme Court, to the international community, get video. He hate George Weah to the core. You don't like to see the man called George Weah in the CDC. If they don't change weather, if the CDC not protesting that country to sing that country now for weather business, they will say one Jake told me about told us about this guy long time, but we were Fakao. That's one of my biggest fear. Whether we compromise the election, not only in the presidency, all the United Party surrogate. You take my video and keep it. The Delo name, Delo can never win election in Liberia to be real anymore. He lied to the country. They will see the election for all these senators and the representatives that own the Unity Party. Whether we do the biggest damage Liberia never see before. You think they will transfer power like that? If we don't see that the NEC chairman, the only way we can black weather, convince the international community, put all our video down to them, tap people get involved, we protect our ballot. That's the only way. Well, for that, weather shouldn't become NEC chairman. If the president never do anything before he honor his watch, or as an opposition now, all signatures to come, they must change that particular name, or else CDC will blame yourself. And they will take the court to this, when they take any case to the Supreme Court followers, the Supreme Court will vote in favor of them. All those that are in the Supreme Court, majority of them, they're not neutral. They are also members of the Unity Party. Chronic, a system that they built long time ago. You see how they will get rid of it. So I just put in the also there. The election in America, I always say before I close, Prince, 2028. The party I want to win, when the party win, Georgia will be the next president in Liberia. 2028 in America determine 2029 in Liberia. That's my conclusion.
Thank you so much, my brother Jake, for everything you do. Let me end by saying this, my people. The country is in a complete turmoil. And I will borrow from the words of the Justice Minister, Oxford. that Liberia is fast declining.
Yes,
I
he
will say
said
that
that.
tomorrow. I hope as soon as I finish, I will look for it if I have the time. He said that the country is fastly declining. It's declining fast. And that is where we are. Today, we have a nation that is, half of our nation has been taken over by Guinea. The government continue to lie and doing nothing. When they tell you, oh, you know, we are in diplomatic, conversation, diplomacy is taking over this, that. We are not asking you to go and go fight Guinea. We are asking you to be fair and sincere with us, period. We are not asking you to go and take gun where you even get how you call a speedboat. Cannot to go run beyond ship. So we are not asking you to take gun to go and fight Guinea. What we are asking you to be is to be fair, to be sincere, and give us the accurate information, which you cannot provide.
Yes.
A government that cannot even be sincere to her people. To say, look, my people, you know what happened. This is it, and this is it, and this is it. And the government that will be sincere to protecting you. Look at what is going on. These people are going about breaking wounds. What a rescue government that will take over a nation. You say you've come to rescue. But somebody who built their house since 1975, you come in 2026, you break down their house and you leave the space there. Somebody come from nowhere and claiming the whole from Jamaica all the way to Boakai factory is safe for them. And people want to go and remove it. And let me say kudos to the people of Boakai factory. Let me say kudos to them. That they were able to resist that nonsense. It is too much. One person will just jump from somewhere, go to the court according to Mo Ali, go get some kind of judge or some kind of probate, lawyer, money, and can't claim whole area. Today, our people are taken out of jail from this government, but they claim that this government have come to rescue. Since this government took over, let's see the new investment. No, let's show me the new investment. After a year, you can tell us the new investment that you know that this government has been able to bring in. The companies that they are bringing in. Boakai told us that he have friends in higher places. Where are the friends? Boakai told us that he has connections. Where are those connections now working? Or is it that it can work in 2026? He waiting for 2029 for it to work? Boakai is one of the oldest scammers on the planet Earth that we know about. For a deacon to behave in this form and manner, the least thing that we ever need from you is just honesty. It's just being truthful. But here we are today. A man who was living on loan. This is where we find ourselves. But you think it's surprising to some of us? We knew it from day one that this man was going to be a disaster. But there were some of you who didn't believe us. When we said it to you, just like my Boakai, the man we want. That Boakai telling you that now God is not creating you. That Boakai making your children to be vulnerable to drugs. Boakai is protecting his son while throwing other under the bus. And that's why Gregor Como getting strong warning. Joseph Newman Boakai is a friend. Gregor Como already. Gregor Como informed me long time. Say, Papa, anything that you on a phone you playing, you can't try me. You can't try me. Because when you try me, it will waste. It will scatter. Don't trust these people. They are not speaking on your behalf. The last time I listened to Wemope, he was speaking out. Where is Wemope today?
Jeremiah visited.
Since Jeremiah visited Wemope, you're not talking for Liberian people again. That's why you see, we continue to tell people, don't be casual as some of these people. Let Wemope, let him right here. Let me play a few bars.
They are BMT, they think the people of Liberia don't know them. The criminal deeds that they have struck. As I speak to you, I have documents, sensitive documents. I can't give out now. I have sensitive documents how they have sold out some of our important mineral deposits.
There's a man who said he was speaking on behalf of the Liberian people. Where is
it? The sensitive document I gave to Jeremiah when they came for that visit.
Sure. So
Finish.
look,
Finish.
Liberians, do not depend on these people because
Yes.
they
Look
are
at
not
it.
your liberator. They are not advocates.
Yes.
They're only there for themselves. Jeremiah invested the whole time. A
He's
document went there,
starting.
document can cause again. You can't hear
Yeah.
him talking again. It means the whole problem solved. The bring problem
Yeah.
solved.
They're bragging now. If you take a brand envelope, they're promising.
Again, I want to say to you, fellow Liberians,
Wow.
the platform remain under the Palava Hall. Follow, like, and share. We are here on every Wednesdays, on every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Join us, those of you. There's a platform for you to have your say. Inform us. You come here, you talk your own. You come here and we discuss. On this note, I want to say thanks to all of you. Have yourself a God bless day.
Yeah, Baba.
Our end.
Yeah, Baba.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.